Well, Bullwinkle arrived in Hollywood to take the movie capital by storm. But so far, he hasn't even drizzled. With his mattress full of money, though, he was an immediate target for a talent scout named D.W. Grifter, who looked a lot like you-know-who.
Stick with me, booby, and your name will be in lights. Oh, I can see it now.
Me too. Bullwinkle J. Moose.
Bullwinkle J. Moose. No. We need name with more zing.
Bullwinkle J. Zing?
No, wait. It's coming.
What's coming, darling? Christmas, maybe?
Possibly St. Swithin's Day.
No, the name. Yes, I got it.
Lay it on me.
Craig Antler.
Take it off me again.
Craig Antler?
Yes, can't you just see that name in light?
Yeah, and it's got bigger bulbs, too.
There's no time to lose. We got to get you in school right away.
School?
I knew there was a catch in this acting business.
But first, let's settle my little fee.
Fee?
Yes, I take 10%.
Of my salary?
No, of your mattress.
Well, the next day, a poorer but no wiser Bullwinkle,
Please, Craig.
Cragg, enrolled in the Thimmelrig School of Drama and Dance and awaited the appearance of his dramatic coach.
I'm all a Twitter rock.
Shh, I think he's coming.
Hello. Allow me to introducing myself. Gregory Rat at your service. Well, let's get to work.
You mean I got to go to school to learn how to act?
Of course, it makes big difference. Look, here is picture of actor before and after lessons.
Quite a difference, Bullwinkle.
Yeah, this after picture looks great.
You are nut or something? That's the before picture.
You mean he looks like this on purpose?
Believe me, it's the only way to crack showbiz. You've heard of the method school of acting?
I think so.
This is the shortcut version of the method. I call it the system.
And the disguised Boris began to teach Bullwinkle the system. He took courses in elementary slouching, advanced slouching, T-shirt tearing, contemporary beards and how they grew, and theoretical and applied mumbling, all at the rate of $20 an hour. Boris was very happy.
Look at that pile of frog skins, Natasha.
Won't Moose catch on eventually, Boris?
Catch on. Look at that face, Natasha.
Yes, I guess you're right.
But the villains hadn't counted on the intelligence of Bullwinkle's buddy, our hero, Rocket J. Squirrel.
Bullwinkle, you look terrible.
Yeah, isn't it great? When I get to be a complete mess, I graduate.
But you're not learning anything.
Not learning anything. Listen. What
was that?
That was my mumbling lesson for today. Pretty good, huh?
Gee,
Bet you couldn't understand a word, could you?
No, and neither will anybody else. Nobody will ever give you an acting job.
But at that moment, the door burst open and in strode a commanding figure.
Hold it! Don't move a muscle.
Can I tremble a little?
Marvelous, sensational. He's just what I want.
And who are you?
You don't know me, you peasant.
Who is he, Miss Fitz? Is the famous movie director, Alfred Hitchhike.
Alfred Hitchhike?
Yes, and Moose Uncle Alfred wants you.
Well, is this Bullwinkle's big break? We'll find out next time in Bullwinkle Makes a Movie, or the feature from outer space.
Somebody give you a hot foot, did they, boy?
Gosh, no, Pop. I was just trying to jump up there and get one of those big juicy apples out of the tree.
Oh, say, they do look good, but I'm afraid you'll never get one by jumping for it. However, if we work together, we can both get one of those apples.
Well, how's that, Pop?
By using this ladder.
Gee, I don't know. That ladder's awful rickety.
That, my boy, is why we must work together. Now, you hold the ladder up so that it won't fall, and I'll climb up to get the apples.
Okay, I got it. Go ahead.
Here's one. I'll toss it down to you.
I'll catch it.
Junior, you left your post.
Would it help to say I'm sorry?
Not very much. This certainly goes to prove what I always say. United we stand, divided we fall.
Every time?
Of course, every time. The perfect example of that is the story of the fox and the minx. Now listen, I'll tell you about it. Once there lived 3 little minks who, as little minks go, were very, very happy.
Hey, Mushhead, are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. You happy?
I'm happy. Is he happy?
Are you happy?
Of course I'm happy. I'm happier than you are. Now shut up and listen.
And so it was. For minks, they really were quite happy. That is, until one day when a very clever fox who had gone into the world to make his fortune came into the forest.
Ah, I'm in luck. Methinks I see minks.
And this made him very happy.
Gadzooks, but I'm happy.
For he had decided that in order to make his fortune, he would catch minks and sell them for the making of fur coats. And off he dashed to capture the poor, unsuspecting little minks, who at this point were still very happy.
Gee, I'm happy.
Me too. You happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. Are you happy?
Fox is the name, and but you'll make a fine sleeve.
Hey, fellas, here's a hot one. This is a fox who's gonna make a sleeve out of me. Nyah, nyah, nyah.
Fox!
And this, of course, made the 3 little minks very unhappy, for now they were forced to flee for their very lives. Quick as minks, they sped to the safety of a hollow stump. But alas, the fox proved to be too fast for them.
Ha-ha!
Yikes!
From that moment on, the minks didn't have a minute's peace. The tireless fox was on their heels at every turn. Finally, just when all seemed lost, they managed to reach the protection of their burrow and quickly held a meeting to see what might be done about their desperate situation.
What are we gonna do? We can't even go out to look for food or the fox will get us.
And besides that, I'm not happy anymore.
Quiet, both of you. I got a plan.
A plan?
Yeah. If we work together, we can go anywhere we want to and the fox can never touch us. Now, here's what we'll do. All we gotta do is walk with
A light burned all night in the minks' hole as they worked on their plan. And by morning, they were ready. Bursting with confidence, they marched out of their burrow.
Hop, doop, 3, 4, hop, doop, 3, 4.
And the sly old fox, who had been lying in wait for just such a chance as this, sprang to the attack.
Aha!
But much to his surprise, the minks were completely unafraid.
Ha ha! Yourself!
And quickly as a flash, they put their plan to work.
Alley-oop!
If they had been human, it might be said that they formed a human chain, from which the top mink was able to grasp the branch of a tree and nimbly flip them up out of the fox's reach.
Ta-ta!
Well, now, their plan had worked perfectly, and it certainly seemed that their worries were over. Time after time, the fox tried to catch them, and time after time, they formed the chain to swing to the safety of the trees.
Oh, drat! There is nothing worse than sneaky minks. Unless it's a sneaky fox.
They had managed to foil the fox at every turn, and once again they were very, very happy. That is, until one day.
I'm happy. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. You happy?
No, I'm tired. Tired? What for? From holding you guys up. Why do I always have to be on the bottom? What's the matter with you? Stop complaining. But.
Just then the fox appeared again, right on cue.
Ha-ha!
And the minks were forced to quickly leap into action.
Alley-oops!
Oop!
Oop! Oop! Lep! Lep!
But being bottom mink, time and again had taken its toll on the bottom mink. Now much too weak to support his comrades, he fell, tumbling them all to the ground, where the fox was quick to seize them, flop them into a bag, and trot happily off for the nearest fur factory.
Happy, 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 happy.
So you can see, Junior, as long as the minks worked together by forming their chain, they were safe. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir, Papa. I now see that without a doubt, a chain is only as strong as its weakest mink. But what's that got to do with apples?
Hello, poetry lovers. Today's poem is a saga of the Old West called Little Bo Peep. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home.
Okay, stranger, get.
Get?
This cowboy for scram.
Scram? How come?
You on my range, sheepherder.
Sheep herder? I'm Little Bo Peep and those are my sheep.
Your sheep, you got brand on them? them?
Brand? I wouldn't brand them. They're my little buddies.
Bodies. What kind sheep are bodies?
Friend sheep?
Oh. You got to prove to me they're yours.
Okay, you asked for it.
Oops.
Hey, where you going?
Can't you tell? I'm taking it on the leg!
Canada was going through one of the hottest summers in her history, and tempers were short. To make matters worse, Inspector Fenwick was in hot water with his commander.
Yes, Commander. No, Commander. Yes, sir, Commander. We'll certainly do what we can, sir. Goodbye.
Hot enough for you, Inspector?
Don't you ever knock, do right? I'm tired of you sneaking in on me like that. Now go outside and knock. Come in. Come in, confounded.
I can't, Inspector. The door is locked.
Do right, you get in here on the double. I need you.
But the door, Inspector.
Well, confound it, Dudley. Fake it.
Yes, sir.
Now, the reason I sent for you, Dudley, is that the commander called and he's as mad as a hornet because we haven't done anything about Snidely Whiplash.
I am bored, Father.
And unless we do something about Snidely, the commander is thinking of replacing all of us with a private eye.
Bored, 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 bored.
Well, blast it, daughter. Why don't you take up knitting?
Why don't you take up knitting? Why don't you take up knitting? Well, all right then, I will take up knitting.
She knitted sweater after sweater. Knitting became an obsession with Nell.
A present for you, Dudley.
Not another sweater, Nell.
How did you ever guess? One for you and one for Father.
You've got to stop this knitting once and for all, Nell. You've knitted sweaters for every man on the post, and this makes the 8th sweater you've knitted for me. And I just don't know how many you've knitted for Dudley.
Yes, Nell, it's so beastly hot for sweaters.
Well, perhaps I had better go someplace where my knitting is appreciated.
And so Nell took her needles and went out into the world. A short time later, as Snidely Whiplash was skulking through the woods.
Isn't it rather hot for all those trees and animals to be wearing sweaters?
Maybe sweaters are in this summer.
Uh-oh. Say, you certainly are a crackerjack knitter.
Do you really think so? I mean, you're not just saying that.
Well, I've seen some knitters in my time, but nothing could beat you. I mean, who else knits sweaters for trees? Right, Homer?
And aminals, too.
But I would like to really knit a masterpiece, something on a grander scale than sweaters.
How about a suit? A knitted Snidely suit. Little does she know that I have in my possession some bulletproof wool. And once it is knitted, I will be protected from Mountie bullets.
I would love to. Would you sit for me?
How's this pose?
Wonderful.
Meanwhile, back at the post.
Dudley, perhaps I was a little too harsh on Nell with this infernal heat. I guess all our tempers have been on edge. Go out and bring her back, my boy. Only break those confounded knitting needles before you do.
How does it look, Homer?
It looks fine, Snidely, and here's your chance to test it. Here comes Dudley Do-Right of the Mounties.
Nell, I found you. But what are you doing with Snidely Whiplash?
Homer, is that Dudley Do-Right or the lower part of a totem pole?
It must be Do-Right because it talks.
The Dudley Do-Right, the most cowardly yellow chicken-livered critter in the Canadian Mounties.
I heard that, Whiplash. You've pushed your luck too far this time.
It works. Ha, ha, ha. I'm wearing my bulletproof Snidely suit. Now you Mounties can't hurt me, and there's nothing you can do about it. Ha, 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 ha.
And so I knitted him this beautiful suit, and it turned out that I was using bulletproof yarn.
Is that all?
No, it was a cable stitch and had wonderful dolman sleeves.
And he said I looked like the bottom part of a totem pole.
Never mind that. Do you have any idea how I'm going to explain that to the commander?
Father, I don't have a way of explaining to the commander, but I do have a way of getting rid of the bulletproof Snidely suit.
Oh, please, Mr. Whipsmash.
That's Whiplash.
Please don't foreclose the mortgage.
Yes, don't foreclose the mortgage, or I'll foreclose your suit.
Nonsense. You know my suit is invincible.
Not against moths.
My suit! My beautiful Snidely suit! Oh, I'm undone.
Father, I did it. I got rid of the bulletproof Snidely suit. Now you can bring him in.
No, we can't, Nell.
But why not, Father? He's no longer invincible.
Well, while you were gone, we had an invasion of Moors. They ate every uniform on the post.
Well, it's back to the old knitting needles.
Oh, no.
Last time you remember, Bullwinkle was discovered by the famous movie director Alfred Hitchcock.
He's sensational. He's got a certain something that no other movie actor has.
What certain something?
A pair of antlers.
That's good. You mean you're really going to put Bullwinkle in a movie?
We start shooting in the morning.
Oh, boy, a Western.
No. It's a stark and soul-searing tragedy. A picture to tear at your purse strings. Heartstrings.
What's the name of this picture?
The Last Angry Moose, starring Craig Antler.
That's me.
Directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
That's you.
Produced by Bullwinkle Moose.
Hey, that's me too.
What does a producer produce?
He produces money.
And so Bullwinkle's mattress got lighter and lighter as the moose paid for a studio, a spotlight, a camera, and even a chair for Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay, quiet on set. Roll 'em.
You can't do it, Commander. It's murder to send up a orange in a crate like that.
Cut. Oh, boy.
Easy, darling. Remember, he's paying you $1,000 a week.
It's not enough, Natasha. Okay, next scene. You heard me, T-Texas. This here town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Well, I'm a-fixin' to do something about that right now.
You gonna draw?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna draw up plans for a bigger town.
Oh, Natasha, there must be easier way to steal money.
But then one day, The Last Angry Moose was finished, and our heroes prepared to attend the big gala premiere of their picture.
Hurry, Bullwinkle.
Rocky, it's gone. My money mattress is gone. Oh, who could have taken it?
Who indeed but your fiend and my fiend, Boris Badenov, who was at that moment heading for the border.
But, darling, why did we steal mattress? Moose was giving us the money.
I just couldn't face another day of watching him act.
Meanwhile, our heroes, rumpled and dejected.
That's Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh, well. Anyway, they arrived late at the theater just as the picture was ending.
Don't get too close, Rock. You'll get your feet wet.
What do you mean?
It's a pretty tragic tragedy, you know.
So?
So when these doors open, there's gonna be a flood of tears.
But when Bullwinkle opened the theater doors, he heard...
Rocky, they're laughing at the ending.
And that's the saddest part.
Yes, even the sight of Bullwinkle's plane being shot down in flames by a band of marauding Apaches... Even this didn't make the audience cry. Instead... Well, it seems that Bullwinkle had inadvertently produced the greatest laugh hit since Tilly's Punctured Romance.
Last Angry Moose, smash hit!
Atlantic Buffo at box office.
And here's my latest exclusive. To coin a phrase, a star is born.
Yes, Bullwinkle's picture caused a sensation, all right. Almost as big as the sensation when its star, Craig Antler, disappeared.
X-ray, Craig Antler disappears.
Movie star in quick fade out.
And here's my latest exclusive. To coin a phrase, a star is gone.
Meanwhile, back in Frostbite Falls, Rocky was speaking to his pal who reposed on a brand new mattress full of brand new money.
But gee, Craig.
The name is Bullwinkle.
Don't you want to be a famous comedian and make hilarious movies?
Nope, it's just not fitting.
What's not fitting?
Well, you go to all that work and then people laugh at you.
And so as the sun sinks slowly behind our threadbare plot, we leave our heroes. Be with us next time for the further adventures of Rocky the Flying Squirrel.